Another episode of With the Chiefs.
Wait. Man, I need more rest.
I hope I've got your last name right there.
It's a very good pronunciation.
You should know better than that now, Donald.
I know.
All right. Welcome back to another episode. Just Dom and I today. But how you doing, Dom? What's happening?
Mate, very well. Welcome to all the Chiefs out there.
Yes. You haven't said that one before, have you?
Going good. Yeah, we got to. I know. Everyone listen to this. You're a Chief.
I don't know if everyone wants to be called the Chief, to be honest.
Well, bad luck, they are, mate.
You're talking quiet. You must be trying not to wake someone in the other room.
Yeah. Dex, I think we've just woken her up. So.
Oh shit.
But I'll probably get a bit louder as we go on.
Okay. Yep. Sorry, Beck. Where are you at the moment?
We are in Scotland, in the Highlands. The area is called the Isle of Skye. But yeah, it's like a lot of mountain hikes and things.
Yeah, good.
Yeah.
I was going to ask why is it called that, but I suspect you don't know.
Oh, I think it's isle means like island or something, but yeah, it's kind of like an island-ish. There's all these little islands and fingers of land that run out into the sea. So if you want to go anywhere, it's a bit of a pain in the ass because you have to drive all the way back in and around, because you can't just cross the water unless you've got a boat. That makes sense.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Not doing a very good job explaining things.
No, I think it's just, I shouldn't just giggle at everything. But anyway, how's the hiking going?
Hiking's been good. Yesterday we went on this really cool hike. It was called the Old Man of Store, and you go up. I think it was maybe 300 meters, 400 meters of elevation, over about 2 or 3 k's, and at the top there were these really cool pillars of rocks that I think have been formed from landslides and stuff. But yeah, it was awesome. Really crowded, but not too bad. Impressive that everyone was up there because it was a pretty tough hike.
Yeah, right. Okay. What are some of the other ones you've been doing? Because you've been picking off a few daily, right?
Yeah, most days we go on a hike or do something. So the other one we did was the fairy pools, which is just like this river with waterfalls and stuff running along it, and you just kind of walk along beside it. Then we got to a point where we were like, "Oh, we've had enough," so we went in for a quick swim and walked back, which is pretty good. And then up a couple of other mountains and things. It's been good. Yeah,
been good. Does the mountains all look the same? Just like when you're traveling through Europe after the 15th cathedral, you're kind of like, that's a cathedral.
True. Yeah, it's a bit different with mountains and hiking.
Yeah, that's true.
I feel like you still enjoy it a bit more.
Yeah. Well,
whereas you go to a city and you could be anywhere, looking at this church or castle. Too many castles.
So how have you been fitting training in amongst all the hiking and stuff? What's been happening?
Yeah, it's been good. I think, like I was saying last week, I got we were in Edinburgh for the Fringe Festival. That was really fun, but we're staying at a hostel, and the Wi-Fi was not great. As on the call with John, it kept dropping out.
Yeah,
but that was all right. John was good guest though. I
really
enjoyed that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
He went on to win his half marathon that weekend as well, which is pretty good.
Oh wow! What time did you do it in?
I think 73 something as well.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, not sure if you would have got him or he got you, but he was just soloing it out the front, it sounds like, for most of it.
Yep.
But yeah, Edinburgh Fringe Festival, in the hostel. We'd been in a hostel for 5 days in like Cork and then Edinburgh. And yeah, I'm a pretty fussy sleeper, so I don't go too good in hostels. And I think
What's it
just
like? What there's just what other people in the
yeah.
room, and it's just like, do you use earplugs or anything?
No, I probably should get some earplugs or something. But it's like other people in the room, because everyone just gets home at like random times and goes to bed at random times. So there's always just like someone rustling around in their bag or something. And then some hostels have like sensors or automatic lights that come on. So
God, that's the
I'm
worst
like really
idea.
fussy. Yeah, I need like complete darkness to sleep. So that wakes me up, and it's like, and then it gets like really hot. Like pretty much every hostel I've been in, there's been like very poor ventilation in the rooms. Um, so then you're too hot and can't sleep. And just yeah, combination of all those things means you're not going to sleep very well in a hostel. Um, so after like 5 days of that, I think yeah, Beck got a little bit sick, and then when Beck gets sick, it's like almost a guarantee that I'm going to get sick. So
Yeah.
about a day or two, I got a little bit sick, not as bad as Beck. Beck was like coughing and pretty bad, whereas this is like the first time ever I've just had like a cold,
Yeah,
and it was
right.
like
Okay.
just in my nose, and I could still run through it. Pretty
Okay.
much, I think every other time I've been sick, I've had to take some time off running, but this one was all right.
Is that what they call the man
I know.
flu? I hear that get thrown around.
Yeah, I don't know though. Beck a lot sicker than me, so maybe Beck was just whingy.
I was wondering if when Beck gets sick, you're just like, oh bloody hell! Like as soon as she gets sick, you're like, oh no!
Yeah. It
Like,
was a little bit like that, but you can't blame anyone for getting sick. And I
no, but
feel
you
like
just know
being at a
straight away. You're
hostel,
like,
it was
oh,
like, yeah, there was like, I don't know, probably like 20 or 30 people in one of the rooms. So it's almost like guaranteed that
what?
yeah,
Wait,
I'd
wait,
get
wait.
sick.
20 or 30 people.
Yeah, it was like this massive like hall, and then it had all these little capsules in it. It was a pretty good hostel, but when you got that many people in a room, it's going to be a little bit noisy.
I
Um,
mean, yeah, I would
hmm.
assume it's like a disaster recovery zone or something. That sounds ridiculous. 20,
Yeah,
20,
no, it was
30
like this. It
people in
was
a room.
yeah, like a massive like community hall kind of vibe to it. Just fitted out with all these bunk beds. That, yeah, it was kind of nice though. It was actually not a bad hostel. But I just don't like hostels.
Do, do people do people like are trying to talk to each other as well? So you got to like make conversation, or is it is there a lot of fun and games going on, or what's happening?
uh, yeah, not too much. Everyone kind of I don't know, just keeps themselves like in the room at least.
Okay,
Um, Maybe outside the room, everyone's a bit more chatty, but everyone's pretty respectful and good
that's good.
in
What's the
in that
demographic
one at least.
age? What's the age demographic? Are you like the
Yeah,
grandfathers
it's been
or
interesting. There has been like you get all sorts in the hostel really. Like I think people who just don't want to spend too much on accommodation. Like it could be anyone.
I would assume was there a lot of party action going on as well? Like,
um, a little bit. We went like it was the last weekend of the Fringe Festival, so I think that everyone who went there to party had probably gotten pretty tired out by then. So everyone in the room was pretty well behaved. Like I didn't hear anyone um, coming in too late at night or anything.
okay, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good. I
yeah.
pictured um even having four people in a room is kind of
Mm.
can be like a bit much. But I guess if you got the bigger hall, it might be
Yeah, it
okay.
wasn't too bad. And you have like your own little capsule as well, so you got like a little bit of privacy. It's worse when you
Okay.
just got the bunk beds, and there's not much to block out the noise or anything.
And what do they run you like per night? What's the costings on?
Oh, it's not that cheap. Like, we're almost like better off just getting a B&B or something. Like, I think it's like I don't know, maybe $30 more or $50 more to go to a cheap hotel room or B&B or something. Um,
Okay.
so I think it was still like I don't know $70 a night or so.
Okay.
$100 per person a night, they're saying.
Okay.
In
Okay.
Edinburgh, at least, that was. I think Edinburgh was a bit more expensive because of the Fringe Festival and all of that, though.
Okay. And what's the
Yeah.
festival? What was the festival? Fringe
It's
Festival.
the Fringe Festival. It's like they have a Sydney Fringe Festival and a Adelaide Fringe Festival, but it's basically all these like different art performers put on shows for like a month or so. And we went and saw like an improv show, saw a magician, two magicians.
That seems like something you could get around. I don't know why you would.
I love
I
a bit
don't
of
know.
magic.
Yeah, I knew. I saw
Yeah.
your face change. You're like magician. We saw a magician.
And then we saw like the Circus Soleil sort of thing. Yeah.
What were
But
the
then
magicians
even just
doing?
like they were adult magicians actually. So a little bit of nudity. Um, and it was like a late night show, but it was fun. Yeah. The magic wasn't that good, to be honest. I think they more just relied on the late night show and everyone being a little bit drunk and then the edgy adult side of it, like, oh, bit of nudity, guys, come on, like. But what they do, like they did card tricks and stuff like that. But when you're performing to a big audience, you can't really get the full effect of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I thought they were okay, but not the most impressive magic I've ever seen.
What did Beck?
Um,
What does Beck reckon? I just saw. Did Beck just throw
Beck
in a
really
comment?
enjoyed it.
Yeah.
She was just shaking her head like, "What are you talking about? They were great magic tricks." But yeah,
What were the what were
and
the what
walking
were the
around the street.
tricks?
Yeah, like I don't know, they did a card trick where they pick someone in the audience and say, well, they chose like four people in the audience. So one person chose like the suit, the like the number of the card and the color of the card, all that sort of stuff. So it was a completely random card. And then he like fiddled around with the deck and it comes out in like some writing or something. This is your card, or I don't know, the Queen of Hearts or whatever.
You
Which
don't
is
seem
great.
too
Like,
impressed by that.
no, I wasn't too impressed by that one. It was pretty good though, and a lot of stuff like that. But I don't know. It was all right. It wasn't too bad.
Yeah. Good. Good. Well, I've just taken us on a bit of a tour. Not very running related.
Have you ever seen some magic shows, or
I
you much
haven't.
of a magic fan? It's real polarizing subject, magic. Like some people absolutely love it, and some people like just won't go near it. Like don't even talk about magic to me.
Yeah, the only
But
thing
I
I
don't know. What about you, Steve?
remember is in high school watching The Prestige. Do you remember that?
Oh, that was great.
And I was
Yeah,
like, this is
everyone got right
this is
into that.
quality. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was one of the very few things that I remember from I think it was English class.
Yeah,
But yeah, that was quality. But I haven't really seen I haven't really seen much magic, to tell you the truth. We've got something we should
yeah.
get around, but I think I don't know. Yeah,
Something
nothing.
we should get around.
Not really, actually. Just rewatch The Prestige.
Yeah.
What was? Yeah, not really, Dom. No,
Yeah, fair enough.
but I'm glad you like it. I'm glad you like it.
No, yeah, love. Yeah, bit of magic is good.
Yeah. Um.
Yeah.
So what's happening with running since last time we spoke? How's training going?
So, yeah, I think I was going to talk about that, and then I got distracted about talking
Yeah,
about the Fringe Festival.
that's
But running's been going all right. In Edinburgh, it was pretty nice. There was like this park just down the road, kind of similar to like a Centennial, I guess. But it goes around like a little rock sort of hill mountain thing. It's called Arthur's Seat, and it's like a 5K loop. So I did most of my running around there, which was good. Did a long run there, which was good, like confidence booster. I did 16 by 1K, and but most of it was like downhill. So it was yeah, good for the confidence because I was like
16 by 1K.
3:15. Yeah, 16 by 1K. It was like a long run, but just to kind of pick up the pace.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was the
Uh,
rest in between?
I think it was like 90 seconds, like just jogging.
Yep.
But yeah, it was more like just do a long run with a bit of faster running. I don't think it was actually on the program. I just did it anyways.
Is Jerome going to send you a cheeky WhatsApp message?
I don't know. He's eased off a bit on the messaging. I think I was on the front foot and like oversharing maybe a little bit. But I feel like, and then like he was just like, I don't know,
Just a
giving
bit
us the
off it.
heart react sometimes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah.
But
I'm
I think
I'm a
he's,
chronic overshare as well, Dom. It's all good.
yeah. But yeah, so that was the long run I did in Edinburgh. And then that Tuesday, yeah, we drove up to the Highlands to Pitlochry, and did the workout on the oval there, which was pretty good. It was like a kind of like a cross country grassy 1K loop, and the workout was like 40 minutes, but it was meant to be going 10 minutes at marathon pace, 10 minutes at half marathon pace. But like trying to pick it up on the half marathon pace, like I felt like I was working really hard. And then you look down at your watch and it's the same as marathon pace, the previous 10 minutes you've just done. So yeah, it kind of ended up just being all at like, I don't know, 3:35 kind of pace. But that's all right. Still a good workout. And then after that, I got a bit sick. So
Thanks, Beck.
yeah, thanks, Beck. So I just jogged around each day and figured I won't do any sessions because I just wasn't quite up to it. I think my lungs would have they couldn't have held out for a session, but they were good for jogging.
What were you just like congested or what? Like
just congested, like doing a lot of snot rockets on the run and coughing a bit.
brilliant.
It was good and just keeping it real easy on the run. Have you got any like rules that you go by when you're sick to decide whether you should run or not?
Yeah, I don't want to be snot rocketing everywhere. That's probably
Yeah.
certainly just don't want to be like on the bay and just like. I remember. You remember when you got told off? You remember when you got told off for
Yeah, that was
for
we were doing
spitting
a session
during COVID or
yeah,
something?
yeah. I think yeah. I went over to the bush and spat.
Over the
But
bush. Yeah, you did. And this
into the
guy was
bush.
like, what did
And
the guy say?
A cyclist came by and told me off.
Yeah.
But
I remember you were like,
I
yeah,
don't know.
well, you know, this
I
is
was
fair
working
enough.
hard. I was like, yeah, marathon session. I don't know. I can understand it, but at the same time,
As long as it's
I tried to
safely
get out of the
into
way.
the
Yeah, I
safely
always
not
make
in the
sure I go
crosshairs.
like well away, like at least 5-10 meters away from any path or I don't know communal area.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. Have you ever other very quick tangent? Have you ever been yelled at by the guy that's walking? Like, there's an old bloke that's sometimes walking along the walking side, and if you're in the bike lane doing a session, the walker yells at you. Has that ever happened to you?
No, but it's funny that you
Ridiculous.
mentioned people like yelling at you. Like some little kids on bikes, like were yelling at me in where were we? In Inverness just recently. When I was sick, or I was running there, and they were up like on a bridge, and the path like goes under the bridge.
Oh
And
shit.
I don't know. I think they were having to go at my shorts or something.
What did they say?
I don't know. I had my headphones in. I like wasn't really paying attention, and then I realized, hang on, those guys are yelling at me. But I don't know. I told them to get out of here. You're good for nothing teenagers. Like go do
You
something useful with
actually
your life or something.
wait.
Yeah,
Wait. They were actually yelling like you could was it angry yelling, or was it like they were just mocking you like you idiot with the
No,
bloody
a bit of mocking and like, I don't know, trying to like start me. Like,
shit?
I don't know. I think just little, I don't know, scummy teenagers.
Did you have that
Um,
visceral like fight or flight anger response?
Yeah, absolutely. And because like I was kind of like a fair distance away from them, the fight mode kicked in, and I was like, "Come on, then, like, have a go." Um, it's funny, like when you know you're out of danger, you can be
Yeah.
the big man. Whereas if you're like face to face with someone, you're like, "Shit, get me out of here."
It'd be so good if they had a path back down and you'd be like, oh shit.
But it's like, I don't know, like why would you heckle someone running? It's happened to me like a couple of times over the years. It's always like
Yeah.
people in cars usually, like, I don't know, just yell something and you're like, "Oh, good on you, mate."
Yeah.
Like, but it doesn't happen in any other sports really.
Yeah. People aren't a fan of the splitties, mate.
Yeah.
Call it jealousy. Just call it jealousy.
Yeah, it must be.
Yeah, for sure. No, have I told the story about when Tobias and I were running around the bay and the dogs, someone let their dog off the leash and like,
Oh,
oh, I mustn't have told. I'm not sure if I told this story. So Tobias and I can't remember. It was a little while ago. We were running, we were running up near, you know where UTS is? UTS, the rowing club. I'm not even sure if it's UTS anymore, but yeah, where the rowing club is. We were running and you could see these two guys were walking a dog and this chick was walking a dog and the dogs were going at it.
shit.
But one of them let it off the leash. So it was kind of like, yeah, the chick let it off the leash and the guys were like having a go at the chick for not putting on the leash, which is fair enough in the moment. But then she put it back on the leash and then they were having a go at each other. Like the two guys and the chick were having a go at each other. And the chick was like just absolutely giving it to them. And one of the guys was like yelling and they got like close as if they were going to have a fight. And we were like, what the hell? Like we were running up and like we could see it. And you know, when you can see like instantly something's like not right.
Yeah.
We were like, okay, this is not good. So we just went up to them and we're sort of like, what's going on? And they could see, like the guys turned to us and they could kind of see like that we were like sort of shocked what was happening. And he sort of like instantly snapped out of it, but he was going feral. He was like, it was not good. We didn't know what to we didn't know what to do. But this chick was, I mean, she was having a go at them, but they got really aggressive to the point where they should have just walked away once they put on the leash, just walk away, like tell her like don't do that, it's dangerous, and that's like, it. But
everyone's got dogs. I don't know. Surely
it was
understand each other.
And the guy started yelling, not like he sort of calmed down, but he was trying to justify himself to us, like, oh, she didn't have it on the leash, and he like started saying the same stuff. And we're like, no, it's okay. Like, what the hell? Like, we didn't know what to do.
You know, you're fucked up when you have to try and like justify.
He was justifying. I was like, I'm sorry, mate. You're not gonna like. None of this is worth fighting over. But it was weird. It was bizarre. Like even Tobias was, he would have done all the heavy lifting in that fight scenario. That's for sure. Yeah, it was really weird. It's crazy how like people could just flick into that zone. It was almost like he was on. This guy was just on autopilot, like just a straight up, just turning into savage mode. Yeah.
It's funny because if you don't kind of take a step back, like you just kind of like lean more and more into it, and then you don't even realize what you're doing almost.
It was that anger. He gave us that look of like being possessed. It's like the anger like took over him. And then as he saw our confused faces, he was like kind of realized, but then he was still doubling down in justifying. But it's sort of, I think just like seeing people like onlooking like with a somewhat scared and confused look on the face, we were kind of just like, it kind of de-escalated him a bit, if that makes sense.
Mm.
But it was a weird one. It was a very normally it's just like a cyclist yelling or something like that, but bit of action for around the bay. Just what a way to start the day as well. Like that, like just so much anger.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, what a great start to the day. Yeah.
yeah, you know, just
Oh,
go
wow.
out for a casual bay walk.
Yeah.
You know, just meant to calm you down or like, you know, promote health, and you're just out there yelling at some poor lady.
Mm. It's funny
Anyway,
though, like even when the teenagers were yelling at me, like after it had happened, I was jogging along and like had to kind of calm myself down a bit and was like, hang on, like what was I doing there? Like did I do the right thing? Like was that the right
yeah,
approach? But yeah, I don't know. It's weird. Like you almost turn into like a different person in the moment.
yeah.
Um,
It was
yeah.
kind of scary. This like they got very very close to each other. But yeah, that's why like if you I don't know, you kind of just got to remove yourself from the situation. Good thing you weren't within.
Mm.
But I could just imagine you yelling like just I don't know, like just you little shit.
Yeah.
But
There's no chance. Like, yeah. But
nah,
yeah. No, gotta be careful. Mm.
careful. Dogs on the leash.
Um,
Dogs on the leash.
yeah, but yeah, that was just part of the jogging around.
Did you ask me?
Which
You
kind
asked
of
me a question, didn't you?
oh
About
yeah, like when you're sick, how do you
okay.
cope with it?
Um, I normally just don't run
Yeah, I think that's usually what I do as well.
because I like when you feel your body is like needing to recover more. Like for example, if you're going for a run, like the idea is obviously you get stressing and then need to recover. But if you're already in, I
Mm.
don't know, if I sense that I'm already in like a mode where I need to recover, just by sleeping or you know, it feels like there's no point running. Plus, it just when it's really not enjoyable at all to run as well
Mm.
when you're sick, like I don't know. I think people definitely have different views on this, like you included, because you're running through it. But you probably,
Oh, that's yeah.
yeah,
I think like the reason why I ran through that's the first time I ever ran through sickness. Usually I'd be like you and just take a couple of days off.
yeah,
But I felt like I haven't done enough for the marathon yet. And like last week and this week were meant to be like the big kind of weeks just to try and get
yeah,
some confidence in myself that I can run a good marathon. So I had that in the back of my mind, and that was like the plan for the week. And
yeah,
I wanted to just like keep that fitness. Like I was too scared about, I don't know, it's pretty silly because you're not going to lose any fitness over taking a couple of days off. But
yeah. But you're in
yeah,
the yeah. I definitely get it. You're in that like mode of wanting to keep the block together, and you're like,
yeah,
you
I can't
kind of
like, I can't
yeah,
afford
just
to take a couple of days off.
yeah,
Because
and if you yeah.
yeah, if I'd taken a couple of days off, that would have been like that week kind of wasted. And then it would have taken a couple more days to kind of get back to fitness, which would have meant this week is wasted. And then after that, we're going into taper anyways. So I was kind of like, I've just got to get some sort of stimulus in and try not to lose too much fitness. And then next week, I'll still be able to have a good crack at it because this is 3 weeks out from the marathon now. It's like the last chance to kind of get any sort of benefits before we start tapering.
Yeah.
So that was kind of my theory behind it.
But you
Yeah.
recover like it didn't
I got lucky. Yeah.
yeah, it didn't linger
Like,
for too long. So maybe sounds like
no.
you made the right call.
Yeah, I think so. But that's the first time ever. Like I didn't get it any worse, or anything like that. It just kind of stayed in my nose. Whereas like Beck was much worse, and I was kind of worried. Like, okay, is this gonna
Get worse.
take a turn, or have I stuffed up my lungs? Am I going to get a really crazy cough or something? But no, we got away with it.
Yeah, I think anytime I'm like a little bit feverish or the body feels like it's just so unpleasant to run that there's no point. There's no point doing it. And yeah, I don't know. It's one of those things where you know when you just know you need a recovery day or something like that, or you just know you need a rest. It's a little bit more it's a little bit more intuitive, if anything, really. But as a general rule, like as soon as I get sick, I'm like, there's no point. There's no point running and stressing myself. But yeah, sounds like you still made the right call.
Yeah, no, yeah, happy that I got away with it and it worked out all right. But yeah, if it was a different situation, I would have definitely just taken a couple of days off.
Yeah, yeah, but you're in crunch time.
Yeah.
How are you
So that
feeling
was
overall? For,
like,
for
I feel like starting to come good. Like the only thing is like it's that kind of like time in the marathon block where you look back and you're trying to hype yourself up and get some confidence that you can actually run okay. So yeah, I don't know. I've been kind of like thinking about all the sessions I've done and how much work I've put in, and I feel like yeah, I'm pretty fit at the moment. Like I've done a good job to get myself to where I am. I think um, the only thing is like I haven't nailed any long run workouts yet, and I haven't really done too many runs over 30 Ks. I think I've only done like 32 Ks has been my longest. And all the marathon workouts that I've done have kind of fallen apart a bit. But I don't know. I think I'm still in good enough shape. I've been training on my own the whole time. I think that you get me in a pack, I'll go okay. And the race in Ireland with against John and all those guys was a really good confidence boost. And then just this week as well, I feel like yeah, I'm starting to do some sessions where I'm like, okay, this is not too bad. Maybe I'll run okay. But yeah, we'll see how we go.
yeah, it sounds like it sounds like it's it sounds like it's coming together. You got to remember as well. I think I always say you've been traveling,
Yeah.
and you've made the most out of traveling for sure. So, you're in a new place
Yeah,
a lot of the time. So, yeah,
I was looking back, because we did like that week of hiking in Dingle, and when you include hiking and running together, the last couple of weeks have been like 130, 140, 150 Ks in with like hiking on top. There's probably like an extra 20 or 30 Ks of hiking.
yeah,
And yeah, when you look at that, it's like, okay, that's like marathon kind of training. But without the hiking, it's only like 110, 120 Ks a week, which probably wouldn't be what I'd like to do. So, but I don't know.
that's
I just got
still
to
a
look
lot
at the total
considering.
mileage.
But you got to take it as an overall. It's a lot considering. I mean, especially from what you've told me, how you've been living with hostels and moving around.
Yeah.
Like, mate,
Yeah.
you're making the most out of the traveling situation, and still
No,
obviously
and
seeing
it's
all the
been good.
places.
Yeah,
So
it's kind of like running's just been the find some spare time to do it. There's been other things that have taken priority.
yeah, and you've also got that I imagine you've got that in your mind where you're like, also want to enjoy this once in a lifetime travel experience. So you're like,
Yeah, 100%.
can't just focus solely on running. um,
Yeah.
but yeah, that's good. Um, yeah, so three weeks. When do
Yeah,
you
like
leave
two and a
to
half
go to
weeks now.
Berlin?
So we're in Scotland until I think like the 19th or something.
Yep.
And then we go to Italy um, to meet up with mum and dad for a couple of days. And then we go to Berlin. I think we're in Berlin for like 2 or 3 days before the marathon.
Yeah, okay,
But
cool.
yeah, I bought all my gels the other day, which is good.
What are you going with?
Morton.
Yeah, classic.
Yeah. I think Morton might be sponsoring the race though. So they
Ooh.
probably have them out on the course, which would be handy.
Yeah, for sure. Well, how do you normally store the gels?
Yeah, in the past, like the last marathon I did at Canberra, they had the gels, or you could put your bottles out. So I had like gels taped to bottles, and they were just out on the course. But I don't know. I feel like that's kind of like you can't rely on that when you're just a punter in the pack at Berlin. Um, but my first marathon, I think I just used the on course nutrition. Like I just picked up the gels and stuff on the way.
Yeah, that was Canberra, wasn't
Um,
it? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, in Canberra. Yeah. Uh, which was not a bad way to do it. But I don't know. I feel like some races they don't have any gels on course, but I feel like most of them do. Should probably look into that at Berlin to see what the go is. But I think I'm just going to carry like 5 or 6 gels. I've got some good shorts with a zipper at the back. Shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, that should be fine.
Yeah. Is that what you've done in the past?
I've normally just put them in my like short pocket and then carried one or two. I haven't always gotten through the 5 or 6, so I normally get through like 4. I normally get through like 4 of them. I know they're
good still.
Yeah, I know there are good tights you can get. So there's these. I know Chris Gatt uses or was talking about the like Nike Trail ones. Which
they
have like
tights
good,
or something.
Yeah, they got tights which have quite a few different pockets, but also I'm pretty sure most people use just this. I don't know what they're called, but they're really popular, like just Nike tights, which Kipchoge and all of them sort of wear. Yeah. But they have like a tactical. I probably shouldn't speak when I don't know where it is, but I know they have I know everyone uses them, so they must have a good slot to hold the gels and stuff like that.
I feel like tights makes like logically sense that it'd be better because it's like fitting to your body, whereas the shorts that I'm going to wear, they're going to be bouncing around a bit, which is a little bit annoying, but it's not that bad.
Yeah, the shorts that I wore for Melbourne first marathon I did, I had the gels stocked in like on the right hand side pocket, and it's kind of a little bit loose as well. So I was a little bit worried that it's going to fall and stuff like that, and it's not the most comfortable. So I definitely wouldn't recommend. The tights sound like a much better option, realistically.
They do.
But then. Yeah, I always have to have them on my right side because my shoulder doesn't like to get around my back. So like, and also around like the back part, it's not as
you can't like reach in.
It's not as easy. It's not as easy. That's why I kind of just hold them or something like that.
That makes sense.
You kind of just work it. Out. I definitely wouldn't leave it to.
I don't think it's too big of an issue.
Nah, I wouldn't leave it to the on-course ones, though. I'd be too worried about missing it or like something like that.
Yeah, true. I might give a couple to Beck and mum and dad as well.
Yep.
And hopefully see them out on course somewhere. I can just grab it off them.
Yep.
But I might do that more like with a drink or something. Just as like an extra little boost. Yeah. But yeah, other than that, did a long run. After I started feeling better, I pushed it back to the Monday. The long run was meant to be 5x5K, but we had like free breakfast in the morning, and I always just fall into the trap of eating way too much on the free breakfast. Like I had 2 bowls of cereal and eggs on toast, and just went to town. And then by that afternoon, it's all in my stomach, shaken up.
Hey, you're not hibernating or something. You don't like.
Yeah, I think I've just got a thing like cereal is like my weak point. I think growing up, I used to eat like heaps of Weet-Bix. Like my record's 20 Weet-Bix. And yeah, like I just ate way too much, and then on the run,
your record's 20 Weet-Bix.
Yeah, it's just putting it out there. But, on the run was no good. Yeah, had to make like a toilet stop pretty much after every 5K rep. And then I think I went to the toilet like 3 or 4 times.
Wait, what? Okay, let me. So you're finishing breakfast. Are you like instantly like,
breakfast.
I shouldn't have done that? Like, that's ridiculous. Why did I just do that? Did you
Yeah,
regret it
a
straight
little bit.
after, or?
Pretty much. But it tastes so good, and like I like that full feeling um of like having a lot of muesli. I don't know. It's like maybe
Yeah,
it's a
no, that's
childhood kind of memory or something. um it's not good because it just destroyed me on the long run. And after like your gut kind of goes like that, it gets to a point where just running becomes like uncomfortable. So I had to call it a day after. I did like 4 reps, but 2 of them I had to like shuffle and get back home before I shat myself. um, so it was only really like 2 full 5Ks, and then 2. I think I did like 4.5Ks, and the other one was like 3Ks or 3.5Ks. And then I was like, my gut feels disgusting. I can't be bothered to do one more 5K. So called it a day. It was still ended up being like a 28 or 29K run, but didn't do the workout that was planned. And I don't know, that's not the first time that's happened. There's been a few times when we've had the free breakfast and I've just gone too hard on it. But
yeah. I've heard about this free breakfast scenario before.
probably
That's why
bring
I
it up
laughed
every
as soon as you said it.
week. Yeah. But then the other workout we did was 10 by K, which actually felt really good. And paces were like all sub 320, except for one of them. But the other thing is the roads around here are a bit crappy. You're just like running on the shoulder of a highway,
Ooh.
and the road's like all raveled, so there's like stones and stuff flying around, and on the ground, like you don't have very good footing. But just have to make do. So I was pretty happy with that one to go around the 320 kind of mark for the 1K reps.
Yeah, nice. So it
And
sounds solid.
I've been doubling a lot this week as well, trying to make it a big one because it'll be the last week of proper running really.
Mm.
What about you, Smitty? How'd the race go?
Mate, I think it didn't really go as I hoped, to be honest. But I think as I'm very glad I got City Surf result in there. But I think at the same time, it made me overconfident in a way.
Right.
Because I was like, I averaged 320 pace for City Surf, and I used that as a bit of a benchmark for what I could sort of do leading into the half marathon. But at the same time, shortly after City to Surf, I strained my hamstring. So I think in the last episode, I talked about like being worried about having a niggle. But yeah, I went to see the famous Paddy Mac. And yeah, pretty much straight away. Yeah, friend of the show. Episode 2.
Yeah, that's pretty early on, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. Was it episode? But no, he would have been like the first guest we had on though if it was episode 2.
Oh no, that was Nick.
Definitely
Nico was 2 because we were talking.
Nico.
Did a bit of a history of the Chiefs. That's episode 1.
But he's in the top 10 episodes for sure.
Yeah, definitely. He's one of the most popular men in the running scene for sure. Reason, Paddy's good because like I've been to other physios before, but if you're going to Paddy, he's sort of going through the same logic in his head because he's done these sort of races and stuff like that, so he kind of understands where you're coming from. Whereas a physio I've seen in the past, like that just jog or don't really like do races that are similar, just feels like it was worth making the trip out to all the way to Clovelly or which is an absolute trek, but it was definitely worth it. Paddy pretty much straight away was like, you have strained your the top of your hamstring. And basically it's nothing too, from what I remember, it's nothing too serious. And he cleared me to race. I went before the race, but he said like post race, the activity you do really depends on how quickly you recover. So for example, if I went straight back into training now, then it might linger for sort of like a longer period of time. So it's important to deload, which sounds like you've had a similar niggle.
Yeah,
Dom.
absolutely.
What's the scenario with your niggle?
Yeah, I've had like this upper hamstring thing for probably, I don't know, 6 months or so, but it hasn't been bad enough to stop me running, so I've just kind of run through it. And I've done like little bits of strength work where I can, but haven't had any weights or anything. I feel like after I've done that, like a couple of days later, it kind of resolves itself, but then it comes back eventually. But
and what does it feel
hasn't
like?
been bad enough.
It's like pinching,
just
or
like, yeah, pinching, and it feels like if I sprint, like it could kind of pop or make it worse. But it's just like kind of general pain, like near my glutes and my hamstring, where they kind of join together, like right at the top of the hamstring.
That's pretty much exactly where mine is, to be honest.
Yeah, it's probably the same thing, but
yeah,
it's not too bad, and it hasn't really stopped me from doing anything yet. And I feel like at the moment it's not too bad as well. So, yeah, it's been good. When we did the hiking, we got into the habit of like having like a nap in the afternoon, and then I'd give Beck a massage, and then she'd give me a massage, and I was doing like yoga every day. So I feel like all of that really helped kind of just get my body feeling right. Because yeah, I feel like traveling, I just felt really stiff from walking around with bags and just walking around all the time, like you're always on your feet all day. But yeah, that stuff has helped, and I'm feeling good. Body's in good nick at the moment.
Yeah, that's good.
But,
I think.
Yeah, it was funny when we had Paddy Mack on. We had all these physio questions planned, like asking like, "Oh, how would you treat this injury and how would you treat that?" And then he just said, didn't even talk anything about that. He just talked about like mindset.
Yeah.
But I feel like he gets like that running mindset as well, which is a good bonus as a physio.
For sure. I think the problem he had, and like, is with the general questions, is like every scenario is so different. So it's almost impossible. It's almost impossible. Like we came in with like, so what are the common injuries or something like? We came in with so you know,
like top 5 injuries. How would you treat them?
What would you tell every single runner? Like,
yeah,
who are all very different.
But he still, had some
was good.
Truth bombs in that episode, which is really
good. Well, he reminded me of the fact that strength training has been shown to increase efficiency by 4 to 8%. So
that's
two pairs of next percent, two pairs of 4%.
I remember that.
Yeah, you remember that? You were like two pairs.
You think the 4% are good? Try this.
Try squats, mate. So yeah, I mean, it's inevitable. I need to start doing strength training at some point. And it's almost like I was in there just being like, yeah, like, you know, strength, you know. But I mean, I just haven't been able to bring myself to, I mean, other than running, I'm pretty damn lazy, to be honest. Like, I'll do the bare minimum for what it's required to run. And then the other stuff where I'm like, I mean, as soon as something happens, I'll just end up doing calf raises. But it's always when something comes up too late, because with the hammy, like, there's nothing I could do strength wise until it calms down. So that's why pretty much I have to deload. I mean, to be honest, during the race, like I barely felt it, and it's really like it feels like it's pinching a little bit, and it's like a 1 or 2 on the pain scale. But it's definitely something I don't want to either get worse or like linger for a while, realistically. So I'm happy to. I mean, the plan is to just take 2 weeks, super easy, no sessions, that sort of thing. But yeah. Anyway, the race was to be honest, like because I had 2 weeks before the race where I had to deload, so I did 60 Ks the week after I heard it, and then obviously taper week I did like even less. But I know I probably didn't lose fitness, but I felt like, I don't know, I just felt like not as confident. I just didn't feel as confident. Even the 2 weeks of like deloading, like you get in such a zone of training. And even after a week, I was like, I don't know if I'm as strong as I was at Sea Surf, for example.
It's like that conditioning, like the fitness is still there, but you feel like you're missing that like pop in your step, and that just that kind of, I don't know, confidence and conditioning that you can just go out and run fast like straight away.
I don't know what it was, but I did a session on Tuesday at Gore Hill with Chris. I had to be in the city early, so I did it a bit early because Chris does it super early. But even in that session, like I felt good, but not how I had been feeling in previous sessions. So I was kind of a little bit like, oh, I don't know. And then it becomes like then it sort of starts playing on your mind. And I don't know how much that plays into like the performance on the day. It really shouldn't. But basically, yeah, like, well, and also, the night before the race, I stayed at my parents' place because they're in Concord, and I was like, that's so close to Olympic Park. But if Mum ever listens to this, she'll be fuming. But freaking, like, she's just like, you hear every noise in the like around the house. So I was like, bloody, I've got a race. Mum's like, it's 8:30. So yeah, I don't know. I can't blame Mum for not sleeping.
But race night, you never really sleep well anyways.
Nah, I didn't.
Yeah. I feel like I always like wake up at like 3 a.m. in the morning. Like,
yeah. Mate, I have my high beams on.
Can't get back to sleep.
I have my high beams on at like 3:30, and I'm like, this is not good. And then I have my Oura ring on, which tracks my sleep. I didn't want to check it. I was like, I'm not checking this shit. It's gonna say that I've had a shit sleep. I'm not ready to perform. I don't need it. Okay. So, but yeah, like and even the day before, I was just on edge. I don't know. It was one of those races where I was super, super on edge. So yeah, it wasn't that pleasant. And you think to yourself like, nobody cares. But it doesn't matter. Yeah. It doesn't matter though. No matter how many times you say to yourself like, this doesn't matter. Like, who cares? Just do your best. It's like, thanks. It's the other part of your brain just like double thumbs up. Thanks for that one. That's not helping though. So you just ride the wave. But yeah. So yeah, we started the race. Also I couldn't get my hands on a pair of Vaporfly 3s. So I bought Alpha 2s.
Pair, didn't you?
I do, but they got like 300 and something Ks in them. So
that's all right, isn't it?
I don't know.
Yeah, fair.
Yeah, I wanted a fresh pair. I wanted a fresh pair for the race. So I bought Alpha 2s, which were good, but they gave me blisters like on nothing too bad realistically, like during the race. But
what socks did you wear?
Same ones I always wear. What are they called? Steigen. Yeah, Steigen. Yeah.
No, you need to get like a thick pair, like wool socks.
What, like tradie ones where they put their feet in steel cap boots or something? What are you talking about?
No, like they're more kind of like elasticy still, and they like fit your foot, but they're nice and thick. so
Yeah.
you don't have to worry about blisters.
Okay. Well,
'Cause-
maybe
Yeah,
for next time. For next time.
yeah, next time.
Um, those socks normally never give me grief though.
Yeah, I've had a bit of trouble with them in the past. They're too thin. It's like wearing nothing at all.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know. They've always. I need new pairs though. Freaking my big toe just always pops through those
Oh, really?
ones. Or maybe I've just had them for like 5 years and just need to buy a new pair and stop being a stinge. But anyway,
Yeah.
so
It's hard to buy new socks. I feel like it's something you should do, but you just never get around to it.
just like I can't be bothered. Can't be bothered. I had
Yeah.
perfect opportunity at Gold Coast in the expo thingy.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
just didn't do it. I was like, Mum, even Mum, because Mum was there as well. She's like, buy your socks now. I'm like, no, it's all right. It's too. I just want to get out of here. Need to drink some water or something. Just leave me alone.
Yeah, some excuse.
Yeah.
Need to drink some water or something.
But so yeah, was on the start line. Actually, the lead female, I always forget her name. Damn it. I've done it again. Neve, I think it is. So she won.
Yeah, she won Sea to
Sea to
Surf.
Surf. And so she was there in a pack. And I my race plan was to actually try and run 320s. So I was actually going by the watch to run 320s. And I think that's the first mistake that I made because I went out a little bit hot. Like I was feeling it by like 3 or 4K. I definitely felt like, oh, when it just paces a little bit too
much.
You just know it's a little bit too much, but also in half marathon, you're not sure because it feels pretty spicy the whole way through, realistically. But there is a fine line. So, I was probably for a little bit of the race, like maybe like 10 seconds, if that, ahead of that group, which was silly. Like realistically, should have just
step back,
conserve some energy. But
was that the group with Chris?
No, so they were further back, maybe like I don't know, like a minute or so.
All right.
Or a little bit less. And
I think you said you were going to run with them in the last episode.
Did I?
Yeah. Or I can't remember.
No, yeah, I don't know. Realistically, I wanted to run under 72 was the target. And 320s like is much faster pace than 72, but I thought like
70, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, or a little bit, yeah, like 70, 71-ish. So I just thought if I go out at a solid pace and I don't fall off too hard, I should end up okay. But yeah, I went out at 320s. On the watch, it was coming about 322s, but the GPS was even off. So realistically, it was probably like 325s ish. I was running for the first part. And then, so it was I think it was like a 3-lap course. Yeah, it was about 3 laps that you went around Olympic Park. So the first lap, I was give or take ahead of Neve. And then like I started to slow and just like ran with that pack. But then by the end of towards the end of the second lap, like I was already feeling like I was going to be in a bit of trouble, and I started slowing down, or not slowing down, but just was not confident that I'd be able to hold the same pace. And then as soon as you mentally fall off, it becomes so hard to claw it back mentally, at least. And then you really start, like I was like, I knew that even like 72 or what I had in my head is what I thought I could run was out the window. It starts then getting a little bit, I know it shouldn't, but it starts getting a little bit grim where I don't know, I was even considering pulling out at one point because that's when you start to hurt as well. So I'm just like, what's the point? Like, I'm probably not even going to run a PB, and you just like start just all this crap just starts. Excuses. Yeah. You give yourself excuses. You're like, why? Like my hammy is going to be sore. Like I might as well. But yeah, definitely wasn't. I wasn't gonna wasn't going to pull out, but at the same time, it wasn't definitely wasn't the most pleasant race. For the back part of that race, it was grim. Then, what I think at like between 12 and 14K, I started to slow down, and then like 16K, I was slowing down quite a lot. And then, yeah, I think the pace started slowing to like 3:33s roughly. And then, but it felt slow, like, because I was starting to breathe hard. Like I was in a hard zone towards the end of that race. And then, yeah, it just gets tricky. People start like gaining on you and passing you. And I was getting passed, and I was like, no. So this is a lot of whinging, isn't it? I'm trying to. This is a lot of whinging. I really want to be like, it was still a great race, and like I really enjoyed it. Like even though it wasn't what I wanted,
Yeah.
But I think,
like, I know. Sometimes it's like that though. You had a great race at City Surf.
Yeah.
Not every race is going to be a good one, but
yeah, no, definitely. Like I was definitely happy with the City Surf result, but I think the expectation of what I wanted to do sort of ruined it for me. Like I could have just. It'd be much better if I just tried to race it to how I was feeling on the day, and like maybe try and stick with the pack, and like race it a bit smarter, or not try and I just feel like I was really set in my mind what I wanted in the race, and it kind of backfired, and I didn't really adapt as much as I could.
There's no like plan B. Yeah.
No plan B, just like got a little bit greedy with the time as well. Like, but it was good to actually towards the back stages, just keep your head in it, and I had to really force myself to just focus, just ignore the fact that you're slowing down, and just keep running hard to the end. Lockie just zoomed past me. Ollie Cashman zoomed past me. Cashman was probably on a tempo run. Let's be real. Like
he's so good. Yeah.
Yeah. He was the Tuesday before. Chris and I were doing our mile repeats like pretty quick, and like he was running probably like 3-minute pace on the mile repeats, just absolutely flying. But I think he's doing Melbourne Mara, so it's probably a workout for him. But yeah, it'd be good to see that. And then like Chris Gatt was coming, and he was like gaining on me, and I think we finished like at the end of the race, maybe like 10 seconds apart. So it was good. No, he didn't get me at the end. He didn't. I was expecting him definitely to get me at the end.
He gave a finger bay kick.
Finger bay kick, yeah, for sure. But yeah, it was good at the end. I was so happy, obviously, when I stopped the watch. End time was 73:48, which is not. I mean, it's pretty good time. Like
it's like one of your fastest times still.
Yeah, for sure. But then like I know I ran 73 flat at Gold Coast as well, and that was like before all the good training I've done. So I was like, oh bloody hell, should have run quicker. But also, Gold Coast is pretty fast, and I've just got to take the result for what it is and stop winching, basically. But yeah, now I'll take 2 weeks of downtime, just get my hammy right. I'm seeing Paddy tomorrow as well for some more advice, so I'll let you know how that goes. But I'm even missing sessions already, and I don't know. As soon as you're like, nah, you can't run, you just instantly want to do sessions and stuff like that. But in the scheme of things, like it's fine. So priority is to just get it right. But
definitely.
Yeah, it was good. It was weather was good. There was some good results out there, but yeah.
Seemed like no one had like a absolute blinder though. Like
no, everyone
ran pretty well.
Everyone ran well, but there was no like, not that I like. Chris ran really well, but not like as well as he. Everyone
Was
didn't
it a
run as
slower
well as they
course, maybe? I don't
wanted.
know.
Well,
Yeah, I felt like I would have assumed that everyone would have ran like 30 seconds quicker.
yeah, that's what
Um,
it felt like. That's what it felt like
Yeah,
because I don't
just
know.
based on the training that everyone had done and things like that.
Yeah, yeah. What was it? On my watch I had 2.21.6 something Ks, and I was like,
Okay.
yeah.
Right.
So I don't know. But yeah, everyone had similar sort of. There's no conspiracy. It's all good, Dom. Um, but everyone had a similar. Yeah, I don't know. It wasn't like people raving and ranting about
Leo,
it.
Leo
Peter,
was a bit of a
yes,
highlight though.
second,
Come second.
second
Yeah.
place. Leo's a weapon.
He's becoming a bit of a gun, like
Yeah, mate.
since he
He
came
is.
on the Chiefs, he's just gone
Yeah.
to the next level.
Are you claiming his aggression? Since he came on the Chiefs, he's become a weapon. I'm sure he'll give
I
a
don't know.
testimony. I'm sure he'll give a testimony.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Anyway,
yeah. Did you see UTMB as well?
no, I did
Was
not.
last
What
week?
happened? No, tell me. You got to jump
we
in
had
for your serious running chat.
yeah, past guests of the show. Elijah was
Oh
out
yeah,
there. Yeah, he came I think like top 400 maybe, which is
nice.
pretty good. But I think he did it like in 29 hours or something like that, which is just insane.
Yeah, right.
Such a long time to be running. And then Matt Crean in the CCC, the 100K event, he was like, I think top 20 or maybe just outside the top 20.
Yep.
And then Ronnie Sparks, past guest of the show,
Oh yeah.
he was in the same race as Matt Crean, and I think he got in by like 2 places or something, like top
Okay.
20, top 30 as well.
They're both weapons. That's a
and
super competitive
yeah.
race, isn't it?
Yeah, really competitive.
Yeah.
And Matt Dunn, past guest of the show, he didn't have a great day. I think I think he hurt his foot or something in the lead up, and just got to 140 Ks and then
Oof.
had to pull out, which is
Oof.
unfortunate for him. Who else? I'm sure I'm forgetting some people as well, but
I'm sure you are as
Jim
well.
Walmsley, Jimmy got the win.
Jimmy, you know him
yeah.
on nickname basis, do you?
Yeah, good old Jimmy. First American to ever win UTMB, American male, and then Courtney Dauwalter. I think that's like her 4th time winning the event. She
She's
did
insane.
the triple. She won Hard Rock 100, Western States 100, and UTMB, which I think like hardly anyone's ever done that before. But
Insane.
yeah, she's just on another level.
She's killing. I always see her on Instagram, just absolutely killing it. She's been tearing up those races for ages. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
too
your
much
mate
about them.
Killian,
Mars
Bar King,
Mars Bar man, Mars Bar.
He got injured, so didn't run.
Oh shit! What's his nickname, Dom?
Mars Bar King.
Okay, fair. No, I thought you were gonna call him like K Dog or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
something. Mars Bar King. I'm sure he'd be happy with that.
Yeah. But yeah, that's a quick UTMB summary for all those ultra nerds out there.
I'm sure they'll be thrilled with the detail.
Yep. Yeah. What else has been going on? Did I cut you off?
No, I said I've been whinging, and you're like, yep.
Yep.
So I thought maybe we should stop banging on and show some gratitude. But yes, you did cut me off, but I think you needed to because we've been banging on for a while, Dom. And I'm surprised you said, like, what else has been happening?
Yeah, true.
Like, are you kidding? You really want to open that door? That's probably enough, to be honest, unless you what do you reckon? Any shout outs, any call outs, anything to note?
I don't know. Not much. I think yeah, that's about it from me.
Yeah, we'll do another update soon, leading into Berlin. But sounds like training, you're making the most of it, getting fit.
Yeah.
Just got to dial
I
in.
feel like
yeah.
I put in like a good enough block that no matter what the result is, I'll be proud of it.
Yeah.
And I feel like after every marathon, you look back on the marathon and also you kind of think about the training block that led to that marathon. And so it'll be a pretty special marathon because I'll just be thinking about all the different places I've run in and all the cool things I've done.
Yeah, absolutely.
Once
Absolutely.
it's done. But yeah, I remember like the first marathon was like, I can remember like getting into running with you and training with you.
Yeah.
And then same as like the lockdown marathon was like, we we're both really like hitting our stride then.
Yep.
And then when I did Canberra the second time, it was like running with like Turbo. That was like kind of like the highlight of that. And I was really kind of, everyone was starting to gel and it was just, yeah, good to look back on that and think about all the good times we had then. And then this one will be thinking about all the travels. But
right.
Yeah.
It's a good way to cap off the marathon. Yeah, well, keen to excuse me, catch up. We'll probably do another one in a week or something like that, depending on how things go. Catch up before you start to taper realistically.
Yeah, I think like pretty much got this week and then there's like maybe 2 or 3 more workouts. And that's it.
And that's
it's coming around.
Mate, it'll be there before you know it. It'll be showtime in no time. Jeez, that turned out good. Showtime in
Sydney
no
Marathon's
time.
coming up as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll be big.
Do you know anyone running that or?
I know that not really. I know that like there's quite a few Delta people that are pacing it. So Chris and Tim are like doing 3-hour pacing duties. It sounds pretty, mate. I wouldn't want to for a major marathon have 3-hour pacing duties. Like,
yeah,
I would be so straight. If anyone can do it, it's those two boys though. Just sorry. But yeah, I'd be stressed. I'd be stressed.
Yeah,
but,
it's tough pacing. Like, yeah, I did the 3-hour 15 pacing in Canberra, and I think I didn't take it seriously enough because
yeah, you were hungover.
Yeah. And I didn't even get the job done. I think I ran like 3:15:30 or something.
Are you serious?
There was only like one guy with me at the end still. Everyone else the pack just capitulated because of my pacing probably. Had to run to the toilet like twice during the race.
Oh no, really?
It was not good.
Mate, they're not asking you back. Was that Sydney Striders?
But there was probably, I don't know, there was like 4 people running with me and
okay.
Majority of them were a bit too ambitious to even be thinking about 3:15. I think I was hyping them up too much. Like, come on, like you got this. Like 3:15, let's go.
I love how you chucking the 3:15 like that's child's play. Like
everyone went in there probably wanting to run like sub 3:30 or 3:20 or something.
Yeah.
And they ended up in my little group. And 30Ks, I think there was like 2 people left. And then 35Ks, it was just me and one other guy. But
okay.
Yeah, then we didn't even take him under 3:15.
What did he finish? Did he finish the race with you to like 30 seconds slower than what the pacing's meant to be?
He did, yeah. I was trying to gym up like the last 2Ks to get a bit of a wriggle on, but you can't do much when you're at that point in the marathon. But
get a bit of a wriggle on. Come on, mate. This is pathetic.
No, obviously all positive.
Like, mate, I've had 16 pints the night before, and you just like treating this like a joke. Do you know who I am?
No, but if that'd be my pacing advice to anyone who's pacing, take it seriously.
Yeah, good advice. Yep, really good. As if that's not a prerequisite. It's a good place to end it.
It is. Yeah.
You're not going to be getting the call anytime soon for any pacing duties.
No, I don't think so.
All right. Actually, leave a comment. Leave a comment. You know, we've only got one comment, and it's from our friend Adrian, who tells us how shit we are at our podcasting. So feel free to say something nice or
Yeah.
tell Dom
don't.
that, yeah, or don't, just be honest,
But-
but I don't know, just tell
Yeah.
Dom his
I feel like
pacing
all
was
these
actually good.
podcasts, they're like, everyone tries to sugarcoat it. They're like, oh no, like if you're gonna comment, just say something nice. Otherwise,
Nah,
don't say anything. But we don't care. Just
just tell it how
comment.
it
Tell
is.
it how it is.
It's all
Yeah.
good. We can take
We can
it.
take it.
Yeah. I think you've just opened the door, unfortunately, Tom. But yeah, you like, but
We're gonna be like
don't
1-star reviews.
Yeah, no. 5 stars. The reviews are important. The reviews are important. Don't mention the reviews. Now we're gonna What's wrong with you? Okay, well, let's not screw this part up. So, Tom, stay strong.
And stay fast.
All right.
That one's for you, Adrian.
That one's for you, Adrian. Catch you next time.
See you next time.